Hello and welcome. Okay, so I'm really excited. If you have purchased one of my journals or planners, this is the video for you. Or if you're just interested in how do you get a PDF onto GoodNotes, this video is for you. I am going to quickly walk you through importing that video onto your iPad, opening it up in GoodNotes, and I will even show you just some basic functions on how to use GoodNotes with your new planner or journal. All right? So come on, let's do this. All right, so if you're interested in the journal, go to dreamsplansideas.com, go to the Life Cleanse Journal, the digital version, and then you're going to hit purchase. Once you hit purchase, you'll check out. And once you check out, it will take you to a screen where you can immediately download the PDF. Now, once that PDF opens, you're going to click the share button at the top, and then you're going to select GoodNotes in order to open it. Now, if you don't have GoodNotes, you just hit that more, and when you hit edit at the top, you can just hit the plus sign next to GoodNotes, and of course you already have to have it installed, and then just move it up to your favorites. You see how I'm just showing you how you can move things up or down. Well, anywho, once GoodNotes is in your favorites, just go ahead and go to copy to GoodNotes. It's going to pop up right there for you, and you're going to hit locations, and that is where you could create a folder just for all of your digital downloads. I like everything to be nice and tidy. You can name the folder whatever you'd like. I already have a TLC folder created for this demo here. And so I'm going to go ahead and select TLC and then hit the button Import to TLC. So let's begin. I'm going to run you very quickly through the top bar and then the toolbar. So let's start with the top left. Okay, so you see that little caret on the top left? If I click that, it'll take me back to the folder. And of course, if I click Documents at the top left, it'll take me back to the main area of GoodNotes. I am going to go ahead and click back into the workbook, but just notice that you can also kind of star your favorite notebooks, which comes in handy, especially if you end up getting a lot. Okay, so we're back in the workbook, and the second icon is like those 4 little squares to represent the thumbnails, and that's where you can bring up the thumbnails of your book. And in here you can do a lot of things, like you can touch the top right of one of the thumbnails in order to favorite a page. And if you go over to the favorites section, you'll see that it'll highlight. I don't really use outline, so I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to go back to thumbnails, and then at the top right, I'm going to hit select and just show you that you can select multiple pages, copy, rotate, export, trash, all the things. So I am just going to hit done because I'm not going to do any of the things right now. And then I'm just going to close out. The next thing I'm going to do is go to that third icon, which is the magnifying glass, and I am just going to start typing relationships. Anywhere in the document, relationships can be found. Boom, right there. At the bottom left, you could just tap out of it if you don't want the words highlighted anymore. Super quick, super simple. The next thing I'm going to do is go to that fourth icon, which is another way to bookmark the pages. So you see I bookmark this page. I use my finger to swipe right or left to go to the different pages. I can bookmark the page again. If I go back to that second icon, which is the thumbnails, you'll see that the content is now highlighted that I just highlighted. But I can quickly unhighlight it from that view also. All right, so let's go to the fifth icon, which is the share icon. So you could do all the things. I'm not going to go through that. The middle section is where you can tap on the name and give it a new name. Also, you can move this document to a new folder if you want to. When you're done, you can click done or just tap away and bam. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the right-hand side. You see that little document with the plus sign? voila, you can, in GoodNotes, take notes, scan documents, do all the things. I'm not going to get into it, just play around with it. The icon right next to that is the little pen icon. So right now we're in preview mode, but when you click this icon, it takes you into edit mode. And if you notice now to the left, there are now arrows going left and right. Those are your undo and redo arrows, okay? So I'm just going to write something real quick, and you see I could just tap that arrow to undo. Tap the right to redo. Also know you could do 2 fingers for undo, or you can use 3 fingers, and the undo and redo will come right up. Nice. Okay, and then the last icon over to the top right is the little 3 dots. And here you can copy pages, rotate pages, do all the thing. You can even choose your scrolling directions. Do you want to do left or right or not? So play around with that. I'm not going to go into all the features. I just wanted to make you aware of it. Okay, so remember that pen icon where we can see the edit tools or hide them. You can also, in preview mode, tap the screen. And that will allow you to see the document full screen, which is really nice. I am going to tap again, which takes me to that top bar, and then I'm going to hit the pen tool. And then now just a few things. One, the magnifying glass. So if you go to that editing toolbar, which is the second bar, and all the way to the left, you'll see that little A with a little box kind of on the side of it. That's where you can do the magnifying glass. If you have really small type, you can read it easily. I'm going to click out on the bottom here. Then we have the pen tool. That's where you have the fountain pen, the ball pen, and the brush pen. Fountain and the ball pen are kind of the same to me. They feel the same. I usually use the brush pen. And then there's some other options over there. But I want you to notice on the right of this bar, or to the right of this bar, you have 3 different colors. So the pen tool is selected. Here are 3 different colors you can set up. And then you can also set up the thickness of the pen, which is nice. So let me just go into that first color bar, and I just want to take you through a few things. You can quickly choose a color and then just tap away, and it'll, have that color for you. You can also do a hex code to the right of the hex code. And if you don't know about hex codes, don't worry about it. But if you are into that, you can easily specify a specific color. And then to the right of that, you'll see kind of that multicolor square. This is just a way to pick kind of like some standard colors. And then you see there's also in this box an add to presets. So you can create preset colors, and I'll get to that in a second. I also want to just make you aware that there is a little icon at the top left that I just clicked with the 3 lines and the little circles. And that's where you can just restore a color set if you're like, I don't like anything I've done. And so I'm going to go over to presets. So you see I have like colors that I most often use. When you click something to add to presets, you see it added it right there. I can hit edit at the top right and click on that preset, and then at the bottom of this box I can hit remove color. So it's really easy to get rid of, and I can hit done. Also, I can hold the dots and I can move them. And if you're like really into colors, you might want all the colors in the same place. Just hold the dot and then move it. And so it's just keeping your finger on the dot and then just moving it. So anyway, so you can make preset colors, or you can just choose a color at random. But then the 3 colors that you have at the top in any given time are always readily available for you, and they're super easy to change out. But if you have preset colors, it just makes it even better. All right. Okay, double tapping, double tapping, double tapping, and double tapping. Okay, so let's go back to the pen tool. And I'm going to just click on the thumbnail really quick and just go to a page that has a little bit more white space. So with the pen tool, you have this thin, medium, and thick line, and you can choose what you want them to be, like what you prefer. Okay, and so, here we've got hello, and this is not pretty, I know. And here I'm going to medium, hello, and then the thick is hello. Okay, so you can set that up, which is really, really nice. All right, you know what? I should have kept something there because the next tool we're going to is the erase tool. And the erase tool, you can see you can have a big eraser, a medium eraser, or a small eraser. So for this, I'm going to click the large eraser, and this is another way to delete stuff, but it's a little bit more precise depending on if you're drawing something. All right, so next to that is the highlight tool. So same thing as the pen tool. You can choose the size and the color, and it's great. And I want to say this is important. So I can just highlight it really quick. I can change my highlighted colors. I like how the highlights go underneath the text once you take your pen, your stylus off of the screen. So it's really, really nice. All right, next one is the, right next to the highlight tool is the shape tool. So look at this. It just cleans it up for you, which is nice. Look at that. Huh, what? All right. There we go. And you see that it's filled in, but if I tap this, number one, I can choose what pen I would like to use, and I can choose if I wanted to fill a color, snap to other strokes, I can take that off, and then it will kind of change how it reacts. All right. And then we have next to that, and of course with the, one more thing with the shape tool, of course off to the right, you can choose colors and the thickness. Okay, so next to that we have the lasso tool, which I love. If you tap on it, you can choose what the lasso can pick up. Can it pick up handwriting? Can it pick up images? Can it pick up text boxes? If you turn one of these off, when you lasso any particular area, it won't pick it up. So this is an example. I am going to just write no. And I'm going to go back to the lasso tool, and I'm going to turn off handwriting. So when I lasso this area and then tap and try to move it, you see it doesn't move anything because all of that is considered handwriting. But if I turn that back on, it will move it. All right. So lasso tool is amazing. You tap once into this area that's selected, and you have all these options: take screenshot, resize, color, convert, cut, copy, and delete. So I can easily delete all of this. So it's really, really nice. Okay, so next we're going to go to the picture tool, and you'll see that off to the side I have a whole bunch of pictures of myself, and those are pictures I took so I would have a thumbnail for this particular video. But no, if I tap on that icon, I can also go directly into my photos if I want to. So now you have like different options in order to get to your photos, but I am just going to click one of these photos. So I clicked on the photo, and you see that X at the red top, so I could just get rid of it if I wanted to. I can at the bottom right of it, you see like there is an option for you to scale this, and then there's also options to skew this. All right, just double tap to bring it back to regular. So when I tap away, I don't have those options anymore, but when I tap back on the picture, the options come back. But then I can tap on it again, and I can share this with whoever, somebody in the picture with like people in my text messages, or I can hit crop. Crop, I love crop in here. So if you see down below, there is a rectangle crop and a freehand crop. So the rectangle crop is just that, right? It allows you to crop it in some kind of rectangular shape. I'm going to tap this again and go back to crop. But if I do freehand, this is like a cool way to make quick stickers. I can, and this is really sloppy, I know, select the area and hit done, and then I have a creepy sticker of myself. But this is super easy. I'm gonna just tap off to the side to do, and I can actually share this and copy it into like a sticker book on here, so I can easily pull whatever I create, for any given notebook easily into whatever I'm working on. So have fun with pictures, but that's a good way to create stickers. And then you have the camera, and you can just tap on that and it'll take a photo for you. Okay, and then I have the text tool. So when I tap in here, I can write hello and I can make this text box bigger if I want to by selecting that blue dot. I can double click on the text itself and then change it to whatever color I want it to be. I can bold it, I can italicize it, I can make it bigger, I can do all the things. All right. So that's how, if you're like, I hate my handwriting, that is like a quick and easy way. And so while the text box or text tool is selected, I can just click on this and easily tap on it and move it around as needed. So it's really, really easy and nice. And if I want to get rid of it, here's the thing. If I get the eraser tool doesn't get rid of this text tool, but the text. But the lasso, boom, I just tap it and I can move it, of course, but then I can just delete it real quick too. And then last but not least is this little laser tool. So I guess I could have used it to point to things as I was talking about it. But you have two options where it can do like this, or it just follows you around the screen. All right. And that, my friends, is GoodNotes. I will show you, if you have the Life Cleanse journal or any journal that has a little bit of interactivity, you can use it by, so I'm going to go back to the thumbnail. Oops. I'm going to go back to the thumbnail, and then I'm going to go to my table of contents. I'm going to get out of edit mode, remember at the top right, and then I'm going to click on health. And voila, I just used 2 fingers to pinch in to bring this full size. Of course, for this particular book, I would normally use it in portrait mode, but I'm doing it horizontally just to record this video. But as you see, the table of contents is clickable. And if you go to the end of the chapter, where the flower is, you'll see a TLC at the bottom right. I can tap that and it'll take me back to TLC. But remember, you can only use the clickable elements when you're out of edit mode. If I was in edit mode, like I'm tapping on it now, and it is not doing anything, I have to be in the edit mode in order to make it go. Okay, so that's just a quick way to get places. Of course, you could also use the thumbnail to quickly get to places. So that's the beautiful thing about GoodNotes, is there's a million different ways to do the same thing. I hope that this brief tutorial on GoodNotes of just the basic tools helps you a little bit, but I really do love it, and you can do some really cool stuff with it. It's a great way to do planners, journals, mood boards, all the things. So let me know what you think, and let me know if you have any other questions. Thanks.